Welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk with Postgrad Recruits. So tonight we had a guest. What's his name? Archie?
His name is Terrence Lewis, current linebacker at Garden City Community College.
So Terrence had something to tend to at last minute, but
Mhm.
we're gonna say a little bit about his story and just talk about the topic for the night anyway, which is change the path, not the dream. We're gonna hit on that a little bit. Uh, Guest or no guest. And if you are listening and watching and you got something to chime in with, let us know. Send us a DM, messages. We'll send you a link. We'll get you on here so you can talk with us a little bit too. Um,
Yes.
so what? Tell me a little bit about his story. You know his story, Artist. Tell me something about his
Yeah.
story.
I was at UCF in the summer. When I first got there, let me see, the summer of 2021. Got to UCF. Getting used to the college football lifestyle. More time I was there. I was there when they passed the law for NIL July 1st, 2022. I'll never forget it. Guys wanted to make their own T-shirt brands. They wanted their own Rock'em socks and anything to promote, monetary value. But I came across Terrence Lewis, defense guy, linebacker, uh, born and raised. I want to say he's from Apalaca, Florida. Went to Miami Northwestern. I think he won a state championship with them. Leading the team in tackles and sacks and tackles for loss. Great kid, man. I know he's been bouncing to home, but he's, one of those guys where, his story is a little different from others, and he's a misunderstood kid. Like every conversation I had with him in academics and his advisor, he's a great guy. I mean, he means very well, loves the game of football, and just wants to be understood, by others, which may most people may not know was deeper, than the surface level. But he was a top rate linebacker in Florida at some point. He committed to Tennessee, decommitted, went to Maryland. Didn't play. I think he sat out. Was at UCF for spring ball. And I think he
Right.
was sat out for a season. So he's been from home to home. He's been jumping places to places. Hasn't got a real full season of college football yet, but currently took the JUCO route to Garden City Community College, and I think that's Iowa, right, Coach?
Garden City.
Yeah, Garden City.
Garden City, I think is Kansas.
Kansas. I'm sorry, Kansas.
Yeah.
Garden City. So he took his routes there. We talked on the phone earlier today, but he's not playing at the moment. I think he pulled he has a hamstring issue, but he'll be back when he's ready. But kid's a dog, man. He just, I don't know I ain't gonna speak on stuff I don't know, but in the
Right.
academics, he treated everybody with respect. As a person on the outside, he definitely has some at-home issues. He definitely has some stuff like not regarding football, but overall, good kid. I mean, but that's the topic of this conversation. Whoever's listening out there, it's about changing the path, not the dream. It's about being, steadfast on what you want, being determined and fighting through the obstacles. Like life gonna hit you different.
Different.
Life what y'all saying right now, life is gonna life. Life is life right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, a lot of different homes, not really a stable where he's at, but I wish him the best. I wish he was on the day so he could talk to us, but I wish him,
Right.
I've been keeping up with his stats. So, I mean, just home to home lifestyle, coach. And a question that we can ask, the chat and talking to you, how can that change in, environment, being away from home, different defensive system, scheme? How can all those factors really impact you as a, college football player?
Man, you got to remember some of these guys haven't been away from home like that before, and
Yep.
then and especially, think about on the high school level. For instance, you get guys who have so much help and aid around them. They make mistakes, and they have so much help that it kind of puts them on the right path. And then when you get out there by yourself, and you gotta tread water alone. Man, it get tough. That water
Yeah.
get deep. That water get real deep. You know what I mean? So I mean, you got guys. It's unfortunate. You know, he went what Maryland and UCF. That's where he ended up.
So he went Maryland first. I want to say he committed verbally to like Tennessee or like yeah, Tennessee, I think, but he went to Maryland, went to UCF, and now he's JUCO.
So
Yes,
pretty
sir.
much he had it all. He was
I
in the
mean,
position
yeah,
a lot of these guys want to be in. And like I said, and it's no. I mean, yes, he plays a major part of it, but the people around him play a part of it too. Because
right,
sometimes we think we helping kids out, by trying to hold their hand and really we hurt them. Because when they get out there and have to swim, they end up sinking. You
right,
know, so just like we talked to a couple of other guests, they got out there and started, not missing class and doing things that are outside of what they went to school to go do, which is play football.
right,
And they lose focus, and not only some yeah, they lose focus because they if you're not doing things that's contributing to your success, then that means you lost focus, and it's contributing to more of your downfall,
right,
and then a spiral effect. But the path changes, and so that brings us to what we said: the dream not changing, just the path has to change.
right,
Because you get that second chance to be able to, after you make that mistake, to get right on the right path. So now it's like, do I give up the dream, or do I, just accept the path I'm on
right,
and keep on dreaming and chasing that dream so I can make it. You
right.
know, and I mean, a lot of guys have been successful, and some guys aren't. It's just about the changes you make to reach that dream. That's
No,
what it comes down to.
I mean, imagine being, at a point in time, imagine in high school, you are a top 25 prospect in the country. You are a top 5 prospect in your state, being the state of Florida. We know, like, we got the Texases, we got the Floridas, the Georgias. I'll throw Jersey in there in California, where some football states, high school
It's
football
crazy,
state.
man.
So being the number 5, you know, number 5 prospect in your country and number 1 position in the
Right.
country. In the country, you have it. Like you said, you have it all. You have it all, and it's like it don't matter if you are 5 stars. It don't matter if you're unranked. It don't matter where you start. It's about that journey. It's what you're going to do in that meantime to get to where you really. How bad do you really want it?
Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, some guys they want it. It's just like I said, um, they handheld so much in high school, that they think it's gonna be like that when they get to the next level.
Right.
And I just talked to a student athlete Friday about that. Hey, you throw those fits and get upset and all that stuff. College coach gonna be like, all right, next man up,
Right.
bye. you know, you know what I mean? And I mean, so I mean, when that path does change after you make your mistakes and things like that, like you said before, now it's about perseverance. What you gonna do about
Right.
it? Because I mean that the path changed in many aspects in life, not just football. Your path might change just trying to get to work and you get in a car accident. You know what I mean? Now what you gonna do? You gonna stop going to work, or you gonna, handle your situation, get it fixed, and then go back to work the next day.
Right.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's also talking about like what you said, Coach. Like, no matter where you are, and no matter where you're going, I think something that's key is just you said about handhold. It's important to have like just a strong support system around you. You
Right,
have you have your certain people. It don't have to be family. It don't have to be close friends. It could be a mentor. It could be an advisor. It could be a teacher. It could be a coach, like any coach. It could be, you know, anybody who is going to go to war for you, right or wrong. So
right,
when you have that support system, yes, it is up to you to make certain decisions and life choices. It is up to you to decide if Are you gonna, take that extra mile? If your car, if you get in an accident, you still can go to work. If you hit a speed bump, are you still that going to stop you from your goal? It is a lot of decisions you make yourself, but it helps to have those good people around you who can push you to, help you get to your destination. Those selfless people who just want to see you shine. Like
Right.
they don't want no parts of it. Like you go to the league, I still got your back. I ain't asked for
Right.
nothing. I don't want no handouts. You said you want to do this, and I'm that type of person where I'm gonna be there for you, to push you to your dreams. So it's
Hey, and
all
when that, hey, when, I'm glad you said that because a lot of guys don't understand. Sometimes that path change, and those people that was on your side before, they changed. They
what
changed too. They changed with that path, real quick.
like what? Like it's amazing. Like I mean, I know even at high school, like we telling kids, you gotta be mindful of who you're hanging out with because it's
Right.
certain things that you might get into, and that's really not you. And you're not like that. So
Right.
it's certain people you just gotta, everybody ain't your friend.
No.
Everybody ain't your friend. So you gotta be
Sometimes the closest friends you think you have is really your enemy.
you
They
gotta watch
really
out for
bring
them.
on your downfall.
You gotta watch out for them the most.
When that path changed, you find out a lot about who the people around you
Hmm.
and who for you and who not for you.
Yep.
You know, and I try to tell guys that all the time. Uh, to be mindful, because a lot of times that path end up changing because of those people.
Yep.
Because those people that you got around you, that path ends up changing because you got the wrong people around you because they preying on that downfall. And then now when you out there trying to make a change or flip it and get on the right path and still follow that dream, they ain't nowhere to be found, or they show back up and try to make sure they knock you back down again. So
What? And you always gonna have those people out there who just, like you said, just waiting on your downfall. They waiting for you.
right.
They
I
waiting for
mean,
you to fail.
exactly. I mean, shoot. We talk about Dion in Colorado all the
I was
time.
about to say it. I was about to say it.
We talk about them all the time. And so them, for instance, you know what I mean? They on a new path now. You
Yep,
know what I mean? Because I mean they not out of the conversation, for playoffs and stuff, but they got to do a lot to get back in the
for
conversation.
sure. This is their
You
first
know,
time.
just to stay in it.
It's their first time getting their wig split. You know,
Right.
you didn't have Travis. And it's like, okay, what you gonna do? But I feel as though it was a tweet on Twitter, Coach. I don't know if I shared it with you, but it was a mother, I think, or a team mom, some of that sort, or a fan, and she rooted for who did she root for? She rooted for one of them big schools, and I don't know if it was USC or one of them big schools that Colorado to play, and she said something like, "Oh, Oregon did our dirty work for us, or that Oregon made the stand that we all wanted to see." And it's like,
Man.
first of all, like y'all gotta understand, like Dion been Dion since
Right. Facts.
forever. So if you
Facts.
just hearing about Dion, that's on you. Like
Right.
he been the flashy. He been pick up the phone. I'm not going to Detroit. Click up. Like I'm not doing like he's been that guy. So
Right.
for people
Right.
to say for people to say he's drawn a lot of attention to himself, he has been the most selfless individual, coach,
That's what I
father,
feel. That's what I
coach,
feel.
like it's coach, father, like human as a man. Like he's been the most selfless individual that cares about the kids and cares about winning. And he don't really care about what people think about him. He don't care that he wants the light on the team. It's not just
Right. He
him.
trying to make a point, man. I believe he's somebody who has a dream. That the path keeps changing, but he got
Yep.
the same dream for whichever team he's on, and that's just to just make a tremendous difference. You know what I mean, in the young man's life that play for him, and just for the game. You know what I
Yes.
mean. And I think his dream still is to make a change for HBCU football as well because he still speaks on it and things. It just now the path has changed, so he's using that path to change some things. It's a because it's a higher pedestal. You
He
know what I
taking
mean?
he taking steps every time. He was at high school. I don't know his career before then, but high school with both his sons, went to Jackson State, HBCU, turned that in program around expeditiously, won the
Right.
championship. Now he's at the big stage in Colorado, and the more steps you take, the more haters you're going to get. That's just how it is. The higher you
Exactly.
climb, the more haters that you're going to have, and that's the risk you got to take.
Right. Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, like we said, man, there's a lot of guys out there um, who are in post grad right now, junior college. Their path was not to go to junior college, you know. Um, but
Right,
at the end of the day, you know, you gotta accept the path that you on and just go to work and try to still get there. You know what I mean? Even me and you, like, we didn't end up at the school that we technically wanted to be at, but
mhm,
hey, we accepted that path and kept on striving to, you know, be great with where we was
exactly.
at. You know, uh, even for me, I went, I thought I was the man in high school, in the newspapers, all that stuff. Um, and then I went Division 3. That wasn't my. That definitely was a change of path for me.
Right,
Uh, and then I did my thing there, and then I changed the path again. You know what I mean? I earned a full ride to Troy University. You know what I mean? So I mean, the dream ain't changed. You know, the path's just changed.
right,
I wanted to play Division 1 football, and I did that. And I wanted to play in the NFL. And I mean, I didn't get to accomplish that, but that don't mean that I won't be there in some type of capacity one day. You know what I
right,
mean? So the paths changed. Is the dream. I mean, you gotta keep the dream the same though.
right,
I know guys who said, I know I'm not gonna play in the NFL, so I'm just gonna coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna find my way there some type of way. I'm gonna coach it. You know what I mean? They still have the same dream of being in the NFL. It might not be
mhm,
playing. They have
right,
the same dream. It's just now the path has changed, and now they gotta be great at that. And make it in that way.
right. And I just think that all the guys listening out there, post grad, JUCO, changing the path is not a y'all. I feel like it's a common phrase saying minor setback for a major comeback. Like
Right. Right.
changing the path is it's not a setback at all. Some of these
Right.
kids get an extra year that don't impact your
Man,
eligibility,
what?
and
And
you
that's
just get the
huge.
ball.
That's huge, man.
You
I
get the
would
ball.
if I would have realized that that was even an option. I would have took it
I
because
didn't even
that's
know about it, coach. I wish I knew as well, because like
right.
you said, I mean, I had the D2 looks, I had D3, I had Ivy League. I think one of my
Right.
bigger schools was like FCS. So I'm thinking, all
Hmm.
right, I could be somebody, but
Right.
if I had one more year to just
Right.
fine
To
tune
develop.
and
Yep.
really
Yep.
get to where I'm gonna be, like if I played running back in high school at I want to say as much as I ate, as much as I trained and worked out,
Hmm.
I couldn't get over 170. I couldn't.
Right.
I couldn't
You
do it.
take
But
it.
imagine if
Mm.
like we had that extra year that those college trainers, those college
Hmm.
nutritionists, those practices, and you give me about 10, 15 more pounds, we
Right.
talking about there's a lot of what ifs.
Man, and I've seen that. I've seen that happen, man. I've seen guys come to post grad, about 6 foot, 6'1", and then by December they 6'3", and to put muscle on a frame is like a whole different player. Now he's now the Division 1 caliber player. He has the frame for a Division 1 team.
Mhm.
And they got D1 offers. You know what I mean? FCS offers, but it's D1. They had D1 looks, um, and hey, that they had to change their path and ended up making it still to the Division 1 level.
Right.
Um, so I mean, and this guy that I'm speaking of, that I'm thinking of, on top of my brain, he came to post grad to play D DN.
Okay.
He came to play DN, and he wasn't hitting on it. It wasn't a go. It wasn't a go. From my evaluation, I said, "Nah, this not gonna work, man."
Right.
got hurt. He actually got injured. And then after the injury came back and said, Coach, I can play some linebacker. I'm
Mm.
like, really? And you know how I am, man. I'm like, all right, let's see. Yeah, let's see. So got in, played some linebacker, made some plays. I bet, let's do it. You know,
Mm.
you gonna play some linebacker. The confidence started building. Confidence started building. Man, started making plays. It got to the point where I was able to switch him to DN, a
Right.
linebacker, and switch him back and forth, and he was making plays at the DN spot. You know,
Mm.
before you know it, you got Fordham and Lafayette and USF looking at him. Ended up getting an offer to Campbell University. Man, and made a mistake, rookie mistake, trying to play the recruiting game.
Mm.
So so that didn't work out. And then ended up going to Bethune-Cookman. So the path had changed, but the dream was still the same,
Right.
and he ended up still getting a full ride. After all that, thought he was a DN, went to linebacker. I believe they moved him back to DN because
Mm.
he started showing some stuff. So things happen, man. You gotta be patient and keep working. And he was a hard worker. Definitely was a hard worker.
Yeah.
So you gotta be patient and keep working.
I think that's the most important thing. Like we got guys just like high school guys just talking about. We talked about at the beginning of the season, coach. Like there's a lot of just talk about offers, offers, offers. It's like I know when I was in high school, like it wasn't really about offers here, offers there. It's like my parents
Man,
weren't.
offers meant something, man. Back offers are
I'm not
really
putting.
meant
It wasn't
something.
even. It was about that, but it was like it wasn't just an offer to Oh, I got offered by this like a show off. It was like, Coach, I can't pay all this money.
Right.
Like, y'all gonna
Right.
y'all gonna have to cut it down some. Like I'm gonna help you out in the classroom, but I'm a boss, so I don't have to pay all this money. I'm trying to play 4
Exactly.
years with as least debt as possible. So it wasn't even about just showing off. Like I think kids and players, they rush nowadays. They rush that offer content to just get it out there, just tell people that let people know what they got. But it's like my peoples, they're not paying for me. They're not doing it. Like they already told
Right.
me, like, I got to find a way, and that was my way. Like it's just like it's something. It means a little bit deeper than some likes and some clicks.
Right.
It's a
Right.
lot deeper than that. So I mean, patience is huge. Like to kind of just all in this path. Like it's a grind. It's you got to stay patient. You get like we said before, have the good people around you. I mean, is everybody you gonna have your tone? We talk about in practice. What you gonna do in your moment?
Right.
When is
Exactly.
your moment? Like your moment is not just it is on the field, but it's also off that field. What you gonna
Right.
do when you're in a situation where your gut telling you shouldn't be here, but you're already here?
Right.
What you gonna do when like it's just what you gonna do when you got something good in front of you? Are you gonna wait for it, or are you gonna try and go get it
Man,
now and rush it?
man, you said a lot there. Everybody's had that moment where it's like, dang, I'm here now, and where I'm at ain't where I'm supposed to be at right now.
Right.
Like, I need to make a decision. Am I about to leave? Who I'm about to call? You know what I mean? Am I about to go through with this? And you gotta try to be wise in the moment. And when
Yep.
you 18, 19 years old, that's not always the easiest
That
thing
ain't
to do. you
it.
know. And so in those moments are what kind of changes the path at times. And so you can't let the dream in. You got to keep on, sticking with it,
Right.
and just man up and be like, hey, you know, I messed up. It's time to
Mhm.
man up and keep going. Or I mean, even if you didn't do anything that messed up, and your path changed, it's just at that moment you gotta just embrace it and keep on
Exactly.
moving.
Exactly.
You know, so. So I really wish your guy was on, man. Maybe we can get him on another time so he
No,
can
I'm
kind of
a
tell his story and give us more insight on it. Because to be a 5-star guy, that's big. I really wanted to find out a little bit about his thoughts on being
no,
five
we gonna
star, if
he
he
has
felt
some
it was
yeah,
overrated or not.
he has something come up. I mean, coach, I mean, you can't my kid was number one position in the country, like number one linebacker in the country. Just, it's I've heard his story, the other, miscellaneous, the off the field things, the on the field things, the injuries play a part, but it's like how it's like you want to know how so bad, and it's like you kind of just what happened, and you can't change the past now. So I'm rooting for. I've been rooting for him since I met him at UCF. I'm rooting for the kid to
Yeah.
just, you know, as many times as your past change, it don't matter how many times it is. I want to say he's I don't know if he told me he's sophomore or junior because he hasn't played. I don't think he maybe had played one or a drive or a down of
Hmm.
college, but I want to say he's a junior or senior. So I want to say junior to be sure, but he got some time.
Hmm.
He got time.
Yeah, definitely. He is junior. Yeah. I mean, this December he found him a home. Go through the spring. He ball out, man. It don't take that much. You ball
No.
out one season, and NFL. I mean, you got the size, the stature, and the ability. The NFL gonna come get you.
Yep.
You know. I mean, same with college. I mean, if you doing your thing, it don't matter if it's you one season, two. If you doing your thing, they gonna come get you.
Yep.
That's just how it is, man. So, but man, hey, I like this talk, man. We're gonna have to find more topics, to
Yeah.
do when we don't have guests, because some of this stuff, some of these talks is just needed.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, I
100%.
mean, hey, if you out there listening, chime in. Send a comment it below. Let us know your thoughts on this subject,
Yep.
and I mean we'll mention it again in the next episode.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but I appreciate your Arch being
Yes,
on
sir.
again, man. Um, hey, until next time, we postgrad recruit straight talk with postgrad recruits. We
Yes,
out.
sir. Yes, sir.